afternoon, baby. It's officially football time. This is the KeyBank Pregame Show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray.
Leonard sails that middle of the field where it's caught by Greathouse. He's tackled at the 40. Tackled by Jordan Hancock and Ohio State. National champion.
Here's DeVere Posey, Dane Sonsenbacher, and Matty Ice.
Good afternoon, Buckeye Nation. Welcome in to the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. I'm Matty Ice in the house as always. Got the gang with me, two former Buckeye wide receivers, Dane Sonsenbacher, DeVere Posey. Fellas, happy game day. Another one has arrived. How we feeling today?
Well rested.
Yeah?
A night game.
Absolutely. A lot of time.
What'd you do this morning, DeVere?
I'm so old. I was worried about the traffic on 33 coming from OU to get here. And I kind of was just like, I got on the highway and I'm like.
So you left, 2 hours early?
No, it was just one of those things where it's like, you say how you're doing, and it's like, I'm excited for the game, but I also think about all the stuff that I have to do. And like, we're just getting to those ages, like where a Saturday, if I don't have anything to do, I could have got a lot of stuff done this morning.
I just had this conversation with one of my coworkers yesterday. He's like, hey, man, you going to the game? I was like, no, I got to work, and we're doing them in studio now, so I'm not on campus. And he's like, yeah, I'm going. And he's just like, there was something, like there was a hesitation there. I was like, what's up, man? He's like, I don't know. I kind of got talked into it. And I was like, okay, like what? You got talked into going to he's like, I don't get many Saturdays, man. I got so much I could get done. I could start. I was like, yep, you're old. He's got a little one. And it's like, yep, you're making that. It seems like a chore to go to the games.
Yeah, I could have probably ran to the post office before it closed, grabbed some screws from Home Depot, some stuff I had to do. But we're here. It's OU. We got here in front of the 33 traffic, Matty Ice.
Yeah, man, it's time to rock and roll. It's good to see you guys again. Buckeye Nation, hope you guys have had a great Saturday and a great week. We will take you to 3 o'clock and get you ready for Bobcats and Buckeyes. We'll look back a little bit and talk about what we saw from Gramling as the Buckeyes just absolutely handled business as they should have against a program like that. 2:30, Adam King will join us. He said he's going to be in studio today, fellas. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Okay. But he is saying that he will stroll in here. We will take you behind enemy lines today with the one and only Marty Bannister, the voice of the OU Bobcats. You will hear that after Adam King. And we got a lot to get into, man. Looking up at the TVs right now, fellas, we got Clemson going into the locker room against Georgia Tech, down 13-7. And Clemson, they were one of those squads where people were saying they got the goods to get it done this year, and they are not looking the part at the moment. So something to monitor down there in Georgia for sure is the Clemson Tigers down 13-7. Alabama's getting after Wisconsin right now, 21-0. Man, the slate looks good today. It's a lot better than what we had last week. I know the nightcap was Oklahoma and Michigan, but you'll get Georgia and Tennessee today, so that'll be a fun one. And I know a lot of people are interested in that USF and Miami game. Anything else fun happening this week, or you just guys living the dad life and just grinding it out, man? Talk to me. What's been going on?
Oh, yeah, no, Dane stood us up. He did another golf event. We were supposed to golf, and he didn't come.
I was never actually invited to.
Wait.
I was supposed to golf with you?
Remember I text you?
Oh, no, I had something else going on.
I know. I had golf that day.
He left you on red? Did Dane leave you on red?
No, I didn't commit. That's something I won't do. Like if I commit to it, I'll be there.
No, he will.
And if I can't, I'm going to tell you I can't be there.
He'll be there.
So no, we still haven't golf, but
no, we got to get one in before it's getting cold. Like I saw the leaves, I was like, dang man, this is like it's going away. So that's the only thing.
Well, DeVere's a country life guy, Matty.
No, so that's
Matty.
dad life. Basically.
Matty.
Again.
Some people get, I don't know. It is what it is.
It's hot out there right now, though. It's warm out there. The weather's going to be. It's nice though. It feels like a nice little summer day, but it's been muggy all week, man. The temperatures. It's been mid-80s all week, and so you got to soak this in because, like you're talking about, DeVere, those chilly days seem to be right around the corner.
Like literally, these last 3 weeks and maybe the next 2 weeks are the jewel of Ohio. Like right here, perfect. Boom. Perfect timing.
Yeah, no, you can. The morning tells you this. The afternoon's been hot, but the morning tells you where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
It's been some good.
Oh yeah, man. Those 50s,
some sweatshirts,
chilly. I'm not gonna lie.
You like a brisk morning day?
What's wrong with that?
This is something that a aged fellow would probably enjoy. Brisk morning.
Aged fella. Listen, fellas, last week, I don't know how much you can take away from what we saw in a game like that. It was clean for the most part. I mean, just everything that we expected Ohio State to do, they did. You saw the explosive plays. It seems to me like the offense is growing a little bit and expanding right before our eyes, and Julian has that confidence, and it seems like even Coach Day talked about it this week that now we may see more on his plate. But if you guys had any takeaways from last week, was there something that stuck with you coming out of the game against Gramling?
Not really. I mean, it's hard to read too far into that. I look at it like bigger picture, what it means for Ohio State this season. Having Texas be week 1 was obviously felt dangerous because you're like, man, that's a big one to have up front. When you win it, though, now it feels like a perfect setup. Now it feels like, hey, you won the big one, and now you have basically had 2 kind of relaxed games where you can run your offense, get experience. So now you go into Big Ten play. These do have a lot of value. So, like, I don't dig into, like, what happened with Gramling. Obviously, the guys played out. The talent gap is just it's huge there. Mm-hmm. But I think big picture, these are important reps for these guys. Yeah. These are I don't want to like overemphasize the numbers they put up, but it's an important game for the team.
And I like the importance of the rep is like I want to build on that, Matty, because the level of execution is where it needed to be versus that level of talent. Like Julian almost going like not missing one. He had one interception, and you talk about just putting the ball in accurate places, and I'm like really curious about this offense because you go out in the first game, you beat Texas, and you're holding somebody back, and then you're like, all right, we're gonna let it fly, and it's almost like, all right, I feel bad for these guys because this kid can really throw the ball, and so now, do we have a high-powered offense in these situations to where these Minnesota games, these UCLA games, when that competition level is higher, if we're still executing at a great level? All reasons and all signs point towards a championship defense, something we've like never seen before with the creativity of Matt Patricia. It's almost kind of funny. I don't know if you saw this look that they gave Gramling and Archie. It was just like 3D linemen. It was just a fence of 9 people, and you're like, wow, this stuff is pretty cool. Yeah. And it's hard to digest. So I'm pretty much sold on the defense. I think that's going to be one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best.
I think that Texas game did it, right? You just look at that high-level competition on the other side and what he was able to do and how he was able to frustrate Arch Manning in that unit. That looks to be legit, man. Those guys stay healthy throughout the year. We're going to be looking at another dominant silver bullet defense. You touched on Julian saying how efficient he was, 18 of 19, 306 through the air, 4 tutties, and 1 interception. The thing I love about these type of games is when you are a program like Ohio State, you're expecting now to play 15, 16, maybe even 17 games with the new format of the college football playoff. It's the depth, right? You want to get these guys in there. That way, if their number is called in a critical moment late in the year, they have their feet wet a little bit, right? Now, obviously, there's levels to this. When you play a program like Gramling, there's going to be much more resistance down the line. But I just think you look at the running back room, you look at the tight end room. Right now, I think there are 2 to 3 guys in each room that those coaches can rely on. And more importantly, Coach Day can rely on down the road to be impactful. So 70-0 against Gramling is how it's supposed to look. Now,
sounds crazy.
OU comes in here. The line on this one, fellas, Ohio State favored by 28.5. And so OU comes in with, look, they've been getting some respect this week based off of what they did, not only in that game against Rutgers in week 1, but what they were able to do against West Virginia at home last week in a tough environment. We'll get more into OU throughout the show. But coming up next, you'll hear from Coach Day. We'll talk more about this offense and specifically one unit that jumped out to me that I think can really help the offense this year. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Things are moving nicely on the roadways right now. I just checked the ODOT cameras and looked at 315 north and southbound around the campus area. Just light to moderate volumes, no problems there. A couple of construction notes for you. 270 northbound, the ramp to 670 westbound, closed for construction today, as is the State Route 315 southbound ramp to I-70 eastbound, also closed for construction. And of course, once you are on campus, remember that Woody Hayes Drive is closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through September 30th, get 2.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes Toyota Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped Tacoma SR5 for $269 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means three things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly.
Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Still on a high from the win last week? Come to campus on game day and enjoy live music, food, and fun at the 97.1 The Fan and 10 TV tailgate at the O Patio and Pub on Lane. The party starts at 9 and continues on throughout the game. See why over 10,000 people came to party with us last week. Be at the O on Lane this Saturday. Proudly sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Coors Light, Behind the O app, and Jameson Whiskey.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
Drive through football season with style, comfort, and confidence. AR here and my friend Rich Newsom and his team at Germain Honda of Dublin have more than 500 new and pre-owned cars to choose from. And the best service team in town on Sawmill Road, just south of 270 and GermainHondaofDublin.com.
It's the Closet Systems Kickoff Sale at Design Solutions by Cooper. They design and manufacture customizable storage built to fit your lifestyle and space. From closets to any space in your home, our systems are made to maximize organization. Simplify the morning rush. Stay organized during back-to-school season and add value to your home with expert craftsmanship. Schedule a virtual design consultation or find a dealer near you at DesignSolutionsByCooper.com. Hurry, this is a limited time offer and your dream closet is just a few clicks away at DesignSolutionsByCooper.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. And if you're gearing up for the big game, don't forget the MVP of desserts, Sanders Chocolate Fudge Bumpy Cake. This legendary treat just made its way to Ohio. Finally! We're talking rich devil's food cake, buttery cream bumps, and a fudge icing that is just unfair. They'd throw a flag on it if it was actually on the field. Bring one to your next tailgate, watch party, or even a team celebration, and you'll be the real hero. Available now at Kroger and Meijer, Sanders Bumpy Cake. It's game day greatness.
Drive through football season with style, comfort, and confidence. AR here and my friend Rich Newsom and his team at Germain Honda of Dublin have more than 500 new and pre-owned cars to choose from. And the best service team in town on Sawmill Road, just south of 270 and GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank Pregame Show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, Dane Sanzenbacher in the house getting you ready for Buckeyes and Bobcats. Little night game action today. Start with the sun up. I like those games. You can start in the first half, little sun up action. Late into the second half, get a real nice nighttime vibe. You know, going back to last week, I couldn't wait to ask you about some of the personnel stuff that they're throwing out there, because I think the creativity is there, and I think they now have the guys to do that. And the one unit that I think is really going to be a benefit to the Ohio State offense this year is that tight end group. And just you guys being receivers, I wanted to ask about how that can affect you when you can get into, 2 tight ends and 13 personnel and all that, because we've seen Jelani Thurman, We've seen Will Kazmarek. We've seen Max Clare. All these guys out there being impactful. And for Will Kazmarek, he had the touchdown last week. He is a former OU Bobcat, so I know he wakes up today with a little bit more excitement. But just talk about the offense and some of the pairings that you're seeing out there so far through 2 games.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, for me, more importantly,
Man, we might need to get you to start pointing, I guess. I meant like who you want to go, because I thought he was going.
I didn't know. Yeah.
No, so when I look at that group, I mean, so the games like this have multiple. Like I said earlier, it's meaningful for the team to get these reps, but it's also meaningful for guys that may not see the field as much to get the experience. And it's meaningful for the coaches to throw some stuff against the wall and put stuff on tape. Because like early in the season, there is a bit of a coach game of like I make the other team prepare for as much as they can. So right now, like outside of even pairings, you can get creative now. I mean, it's in a 70-0 game. Show, okay, this is a weird formation. Here they have it in their bag. Mm-hmm. Here's a weird formation. So I think there's always a little bit of that. It always seemed to be the only times too when we would pull out, trick plays. You would take those chances because you're putting it on film. So, I mean, yeah, I think I know from a receiver perspective, I know DeVere's going to say, no, another tight end now.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
There's only one ball. I mean, do I need a pass-catching tight end?
Yeah. Well, the thing with our tight ends, with the rotation, the thing I noticed, Will Kazmarek is, to me, kind of assuming the number one role because of his ability to pass, block, and run routes and be productive. And when you look at it, I mean, Ryan Day has spoke through interviews. You have to block here at Ohio State, and I think Max Clare is getting put in the game in pass situations. And so you think about Jelani Thurman and his ability to do both as well. It just gives our offense and Julian Sand ability to stay clean. I mean, we're leading the nation as far as not giving up sacks, right? This man hasn't touched the ground yet. And so, I mean, obviously he's got the ball out of his hands very, fast, and that helps too. But when you're a young quarterback and you can pair and do these different tight end groups and have the protection that you need, I'm a fan. I'm a real big fan of what's going on. And shout out Keenan Bailey, right? Like the job he's doing, and the guys he's recruiting over there for sure.
Well, and we'll talk about, tight ends and running backs. And what comes to mind for me first too is young quarterback. What is the biggest safety blanket you have?
Nice blanket.
Man, tight ends. Like, it's like if all else fails, if you've got guys that can get open that you can trust, a lot of times they might start there. Yep. Or that, okay, easy completion, whatever. Yep. So, like, that's a huge time for, like, this is a perfect season for that room to become a big piece and be important because you've got a guy that, while he looks good and he's definitely progressing, and I think he's going to be really dangerous in Julian saying, just saying, like, okay, I've got tight ends. I got tight ends I can go to. I got big targets that are going to be 10 yards away from me. I think there's a lot of value to having a lot of confidence in that group.
Completely agree with everything you guys are saying, and those tight ends are probably loving playing in this offense because of the attention on the outside that has to be paid to Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. So they're in some advantageous situations for sure. Here's Coach Day talking about starting fast and then spreading the rock around within this offense.
Yeah, I think that was something we wanted to do coming into the game. You saw us play with some tempo. We spread the ball around. We got the ball in space to some of our players, which is something we always have to do. I felt like in the first game, we did establish the physicality that needs to continue, needs to grow, needs to build. But we also want to get the ball spread around. So when we're doing both of those things, that's when we're putting the most stress on the defense.
Depot, did you like playing in up-tempo as a wide receiver?
Love it.
You loved it?
It's probably my favorite thing about offense, going fast.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a weapon because it's
a hobby.
Yep, absolutely. Well, you have instances in the first half to where you come out and you have this first 15 and you're going against good defenses. You might have 2 3 and outs, and then towards the end of the second quarter, you're like, all right, 2 minutes, we got to score. And then we finally find a rhythm. And you're like, well, why didn't we do 2 minutes in the first quarter just to give us a spark? Well, how about let's just start the game fast and see what happens. And so for me, like, you can use it in so many different ways. Tom Brady he could speed the game up and slow it down. Like, any gain over 20 yards, imagine just lining the ball up, getting lined up and then we're running. And so you catching the defense off guard and then you catch them in personnels and they can't get off the field. So if I have 2 tight ends and you have 2 linebackers out there that you put out there. You took a DB off the field, but I have pass catching tight end. I can go 4 wide, lock you in this personnel group, and then we can bring it in while you're tired, and then run the ball right back at you. So I just think what we can do there and how we're executing with 2 minutes, I honestly get excited about it. Mm-hmm. I do.
Dame, did you enjoy like Depot did playing up tempo as a receiver?
Dame's a 2-minute killer, man. We were going to him in 2 minutes.
You were the guy.
It depends. There are times we went way up tempo and we were just running off. So there are like,
that's very true.
There are times when it's not the most fun because they're 30 yards down the field for you and you got to get back.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's underrated how much tempo and snap counts can affect a game. I mean, they are such tools for coaches to change the game just by doing those little things, and being able to execute them is so important on any level. I mean, I've watched, we do some of the high school games on the Fan, and I've watched these games, and sometimes teams are outmatched, but you can tell the coaching staff is really experienced. They can have a huge effect by being like, okay, here's snap count change. Okay, changes the rhythm, protects our guys a little bit. And then randomly throwing in up-tempo, 2-minute type offense, it can catch people on their heels. So you don't I don't think there's a world where you always live in that zone, but being able to throw it in when you need it, if you need to change up the feel of the game, it will be hugely important in these games to come.
Here's Coach Day on the benefits of playing fast.
Yeah, and there's a lot of benefits to playing fast, but there's pluses and minuses to everything. And said this before, when you're exclusively one thing, eventually, people are going to dive onto that. There's too many great coaches nowadays. They're going to make adjustments and get things to their advantage. So I think with the more things you can do, whether you line up in bigger sets and spread them out, or line up with little guys and bring them in, playing with different tempos. There's just a lot of things that we can do to put stress on the defense to make sure we're dictating.
Let me ask you guys this: now that there is helmet communication too with the quarterback, does that make this process a little bit easier? The fact that a coach can hop in there and get that thing rolling, and maybe get the play. I don't know the inner workings and all that, but I just thought about that in my mind. Absolutely. Could that make this process a little smoother?
Absolutely. I think Ohio State was operating at an efficient level, getting plays in and out with our – you remember the videos from the Michigan scandal, and to take a picture, line up, take a shot, everybody takes one look, and then we know the full picture concept, and then we're right back to the snap. And so now, in my mind, if you have that same system that Ryan Day is operating on as far as getting plays from the sideline to the quarterback, you probably got about 15 seconds to go over a few last-minute cues in this play. Hey, remember, we got this. Remember, hey, you might have pressure off the side on this. Remember, hey, we're going to work 1 to 2 to 3 and 2 high and 1 high. And so I don't know if that's happening, but, in the NFL, it cuts off at, 15 seconds.
Something like that. That was I was wondering how it works on the cut, what the cutoff, because they can't talk to him all the way up to the snap.
First year, they might not, the first year.
You're just hoping for that's a home team operator. He had him all the way up to snap. Cover 2. Go. No, I think
it was 18 for 18 last week. Oh,
yeah. Wow. I mean, I think it's helpful. It cuts out one more level of communication, because the battle of up-tempo is getting that communicated out to everybody else. But and the quarterback doesn't know it. Well, now if he's got it in his head, you're just all looking to him. Get lined up. You just get the formation from the sideline, get lined up, and he'll give you what you need.
Go fast.
So that probably helps it a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it's not an advantage that we have that anybody else doesn't have, because I think the defense has it too, so they still have a little bit there.
Right.
I think when it comes to that hurry up offense, though, I think the one thing you want to see more than anything is efficiency. Not even being fast. You just have to be almost perfect. You're good at 2 minute if you're just perfect.
If you catch
not
the
if you're that drives me crazy when I see quarterbacks freaking out in 2 minute offense.
You got to catch the first pass, and you know that.
Yeah, but all 2 minute means is hey, we can't make mistakes. I can't run faster than fast. Yeah. I can't get lined up faster than fast. We can only snap the ball so fast. You just can't afford mistakes. Yeah. So it's almost perfect offense would be a better name than hurry up.
Perfect. Yeah.
I don't want you to hurry up. Be quick, but you got to be perfect.
And go ahead, sorry.
No, that's it.
I was just going to say this. You were right, Depot. I'm reading this right here. Coach-to-player communication via helmets cuts off when the play clock reaches 15 seconds remaining or when the ball is snapped.
So if Ohio State if we're going fast and we're already lined up and we get that zip, we probably got about 7 to 8 seconds.
So you could take it up to snap.
Yeah, if you're lined up.
If you're already lined up.
It says whichever occurs first
Wait, what alignment?
It says coach-to-player communication via helmets cuts off when the play clock reaches 15 seconds remaining or when the ball is snapped, whichever occurs first.
So no huddle, that means you're in my head until I snap the ball.
If you don't hit 15 seconds, yeah.
So before the play clock hits 15 seconds, I run the play, we're all lined up. I got 15 seconds to get a picture with you in my ear, and then you cut off at 15.
Or if you still have 17 left on the clock when you snap
I'm watching that today.
You got them the whole way. I mean, I don't know if you'll see it that much.
I just, you could see it. We see stuff that people can't see out there. See those dynamics.
In football, too, but just in general, yeah.
I can't believe technology took this long to get into college football with the tablets and stuff on the sidelines. Like, you probably would have loved that, right? Back when you guys were playing, would you have liked to see the on-the-fly stuff?
I don't know that it would change for a receiver that much.
Okay.
I mean, the tablets on the sideline never did a ton for me. I always felt like that was more for the coaches than anybody. Like, I know on TV, you rush over everybody, and then they're like, okay, here was cover this. But to me, it didn't ever affect the next play I was going to do because just because they had this tendency and ran cover 2 here, I still have to react to what they're actually doing when I'm out there.
Sense.
I'm not reading like tendencies of play calls. So I think it's like more for them and the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
DeVere could feel differently, but like I wasn't getting a whole lot out of like, hey, review the film or review the iPad or at the time. Do you remember at the time when they were printing papers on the sideline?
You had to
I just forget about this.
You were just like,
they printed. Maybe that was it because they were like black and white. I couldn't even see
what is
myself.
This?
What? Okay,
I could see he was
here's a
maybe in this
still
position.
frame of what they were running in black and white.
Depot, I want to hear your take after the break.
For sure.
We're going to take a break and we'll come back, and it'll be our What They're Saying segment. You will hear from OU's head coach, Brian Smith. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Moving along pretty nicely on the roadways right now without problems or major delays. 315 north and southbound heading toward the Ohio State University campus, moving with light to moderate volumes. Remember, once you're on campus, we have Woody Hayes Drive closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. And a couple of construction notes a little further out. I-270, the northbound ramp to 670 westbound, as well as the 315 southbound ramp to 70 eastbound, both closed for construction today. With Game Day Traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. The live show is back at Roosters, and now it's kicking into overdrive thanks to Tansky Power Sports. Check out the latest Ohio State breakdowns with me, Berm, and a couple former Buckeyes every Monday on the 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel and 10 TV+.
Plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs. It's time to get what you deserve. Join a team that offers better wages, secure pensions, employee-paid health care, and free training and continuing education. Apprentices? You'll earn while you learn. No student debt, just a solid future. It's more than a job, it's a career. Visit UALocal189.com and take the first step today.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through September 30th, get 1.75 APR financing or $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or you can lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $409 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Seller, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. The live show is back at Roosters, and now it's kicking into overdrive thanks to Tansky Power Sports. Check out the latest Ohio State breakdowns with me, Berm, and a couple former Buckeyes every Monday on the 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel and 10 TV+.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thidoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity. I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey, Buckeye fans, it's Jeff Hogan, and I've got to say thank you. The way Central Ohio has welcomed me back has been amazing. I'm so excited to be back with the team here at 10 TV. These folks are the real deal, and together, we're here to bring you more of the stories that really matter to you and your family. Whether it's breaking news, weather that impacts your day, or just honest conversations, we're here for it all. I'll see you weeknights on 10 TV and 10 TV Plus. And again, it's really good to be back.
Your 10 TV team is stronger than ever. Jeff Hogan, Yolanda Harris, Station Knockin', Jerry Martz. 4 trusted names with a deep connection to Central Ohio. Together, they bring you more heart, more credibility, and more of the stories that matter to you. From breaking news to weather that impacts your day, to real conversations shaping your community. This is your news, your team. Watch weeknights on 10 TV and streaming anytime on 10 TV Plus.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. Let's take a look at some of those games currently underway. A lot of them just coming out of halftime. Game to focus on, number 12 Clemson down to Georgia Tech, 13-7 in Atlanta. Clemson was driving, but just threw a pick inside the 10. Now it's Georgia Tech's ball. A lot of games going on inside the Big Ten right now. Number 4 Oregon is up 17-0 in Evanston. Wisconsin down big in Tuscaloosa. Alabama up 35-7. Ty Simpson's got 327 with 4 scores in the air. And Michigan just scored, so they're up 42-3 against Central Michigan. A lot of big games later on, of course, right here in Columbus. Number 1 Ohio State taking on the Bobcats. OU coming off a big win, just beat West Virginia last week. And starting at 3:30, number 6 Georgia is going to be in Knoxville taking on number 15 Tennessee.
The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. It's time to find out what they're saying.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, Dane Sanzenbacher getting you ready for OSU versus OU. Speaking of OU, let's hear from their head coach, Brian Smith. He joined the gang on Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan, which you could hear every Monday through Friday from 9 to noon. And here he is on his quarterback, fellas, Parker Navarro, who experienced guy, put some good things out there on tape. Let's hear from the head honcho on his QB1.
That's part of coaching him, and it can be challenging, I think, for people. And those were conversations I had with Coach Alvin early on as we were prepping for the season last year, that, you know, the way Parker plays, the style that he has, you know, he's going to make a ton of plays when he breaks the pocket and when he ad-libs. And, you know, with that, there's going to be some things that could be frustrating. So we have to coach and try to eliminate the mistakes that are made and allow him to be the person he is and the player that he is, and not try to turn him into something that he's not. So you got to embrace what he has the ability to do and what he brings to the team, and then try to eliminate some of the decisions that aren't always good. And, you know, the 3 interceptions in the game, you know, there's one that was a tip ball. There's one that I thought he just got out a little bit late, that they were able to jump a hitch. And then the other was the one that was really the bad mistake, that he scrambled around and kind of threw it up towards the middle of the field, and was one that, you know, he was just trying too hard to make a play in that moment. So that was the one where I thought there was the most just game management coaching the other one is just you need to get a ball out a little bit quicker.
Big one in this one, fellas, is going to be defending the quarterback run. I mean, this guy is pretty good at doing that, and what he's been able to do through the first couple of weeks last year for OU on their way to a MAC championship. He racked up 1,000 yards on the ground, and you look at how much they put on his plate. He's already got 27 carries already on the ground for a quarterback. 19 of those came last week. I think the good thing, though, if you are that Buckeye defense, is obviously you know how talented you are, but you've gone up against a quarterback in week one, and Arch Manning, that posed that same type of threat, right? I mean, Arch Manning is a guy that can make some noise with his legs as well, and he had 10 carries in the game, and he had right around 38 to 40 yards in that one. So I think because of that, this defense comes in with some confidence, knowing that we've done it before and we can do it again.
Absolutely. I mean, the Jordan Lynch's, the Dan Lefevres, and the Julian Edelmans of the world, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Buckeye fans, we got one of those guys here tonight in the shoe, and it will be one of those shows. I mean, he has all that athletic ability. I mean, he's a volleyball track guy in high school, and now he's a quarterback. So by all means, you're talking about a superb athlete that's going to be running around. And I just felt like last year when you looked at our defense and what Jim Knowles brought, Nebraska gave us a little bit of issues, and they were able to stretch out that second half before we got the ball to Jeremiah with that quarterback run. And so I just feel like and also Iowa too as well. And when you think about this defense and what we're going to face, I want to see the mastermind at work again this week, right? Like we're playing an athletic quarterback. He kind of knows about this guy. Everybody's talking about this Parker Navarro kid. I mean, Dane enlightened me to him. And so I did my research. He was telling me, this guy has a play style earlier this year. And so when Matt Patricia gets to line up against him, I'm excited to see what schemes he has and what he's going to do to try and contain a running quarterback and how unique we'll do it tonight.
Yeah, that part will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those, it'd be interesting to see if they try to scheme around to stop it from happening or almost invite them to. Because it's like, if you're Ohio State, you're not going to beat us just as a running quarterback.
Right.
I mean, it's going to, regardless, I don't even know if we're talking about that. I mean, I think this is an Ohio State team that you're still levels above a lot of these opponents, MAC opponents for sure. So, I mean, scheming directly to OU, I don't even know that that's what we're going to see that much of. Because I think it's like, okay, we're going to do our thing. And usually don't see that on defense. Defense usually react to what they're doing, take away their strength, but we're going to do our thing. And I wouldn't be surprised, if you just bait that team into say, okay, yeah, that's the narrative. You've got the running quarterback. Let him do it. Okay. You could see him pressing, trying to make too many plays, get himself in trouble. Anytime, as an offense, you don't want to. It's fun, right? But you don't want to rely on Notre Dame first drive of the national championship. It's not sustainable.
No,
you can't
you can see him wearing down.
Yeah, it's not. So it's like, sure, go ahead. First quarter, I'll give you. You can run for 100 yards in the first quarter if you want to.
He almost threw.
It's a 4-quarter game, and you can't do that all game. That's not offense. That's a fun trick, but it's not offense.
Now,
I shouldn't say. I like how the kid plays. Yeah. I mean, I said it 2 weeks ago when I watched him play Rutgers. I was like, he's got something to him. He makes plays. That play is not over. I think that's what I want to see more. The defense get experience on broken plays. Not necessarily contain them. How do the DBs cover? How do they keep on plays alive? Because there's going to be some extended plays in this game.
So if he is a runner, would you just give him the short passes and make him play a perfect passing game?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of.
It's just no need for a quarterback spy. Is that what you're saying? You probably don't need that?
I'm hesitant to say, though, that if you're OU, you play Rutgers that well and West Virginia that well just on the back of a quarterback. So I didn't watch those games closely, but they've got to have some guys because you can't hang in those games, put up points, and be within a score if you've just got a scrambling guy. So he will be the flash. I'd be less worried about him, more of the other guys that nobody's talking about, come out years later, know who was on that OU team? This guy. There's always those guys randomly
I came back to the Buffalo game.
That was it.
And I was like, who's that guy? because he's pretty good. And that
Khalil
happens.
Mack game?
Well, there's
That's one of those guys.
There's
You're just
so
like,
much
who is
talent in the
that?
Mack. Yeah,
And I
there's so much
remember
talent.
vividly that week, Urban Meyer doing his media availability. He kept saying, like, there's this guy, they got Mack, this guy on the defensive line. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then I remember the play, I believe it was a scoop and score where he ran away from Braxton, I believe. And then we've seen the type of NFL career that he has. So you guys are right. Every once in a while, these type of programs will have these gems. Real quick, I want to hear from Brian Smith. Here he is on, how the benefit of these games could work in their favor down the road when you're scheduling tough ones.
Well, I think there's balance that comes with it. I think you want to play really quality opponents. You want to be able to play people that are going to be great for the fan base and great for the school. And I think that's what the West Virginia series was. Being able to host them at home, I think, is awesome. And you want to make sure that you're mixing in games that are good for our team and our players as well. So there's a lot of different things that get looked into when you're building a schedule. There's the financial aspect. There's, getting ones on schedule that are great for our fan base and our campus, and then, things that are good for our players.
I'll tell you this, man. There's something down there in the water in Athens when it comes to identifying quarterback, because you look at Curtis Rourke, who was at Indiana last year, but prior to that was at OU, and now they got Parker Navarro coming in. And
his brother before that, too.
Yeah, right. And so, they got something cooking down there for sure. When we come back, we will hit you with our one tough animal for this week and continue coverage of OSU and OU. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
It's not a bad drive to Ohio Stadium right now. I just took a look at the ODOT traffic cameras, 315 northbound, coming in from the south side of town. Very nice from 670 to Lane Avenue, light to moderate volumes. If you're coming in from the north side on 315, you'll find the same conditions basically from the hospital curve down to Lane Avenue, just light to moderate volumes and pretty much smooth sailing. A reminder on campus, Woody Hayes Drive is closed on game days between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means three things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home at your neighborhood bar or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime at Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly. Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on a stylish new 25 Corolla or 5.75 on Corolla Hybrid. Excludes Corolla Cross and GR Corolla. Or lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE for $199 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The Waterworks techs have heard it all. Screeching furnaces, dripping pipes, strangled garbage disposals, overflowing toilets. Did a spooky surprise catch you off guard? Who are you going to call?
No, not them. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222. We provide better care, better value, better results, and we'll take on any drain or heating and cooling nightmare to come your way. Happy Hallow Waterworks.
Hello, Big Voice Guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fan's YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Berm's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Hi, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Coming up, more football talk on The Fan.
That's right, Bob. And just like our hometown team, Worthington Jewelers is all about tradition, family, and winning moments.
Celebrate your victories with us, your hometown jeweler, Worthington Jewelers.
Come visit the all-new Capital Ford of Columbus today, home of the 99-cent down car deal. Visit capitalfordofcolumbus.com or call 614-861-7150. That's capitalfordofcolumbus.com or 614-861-7150. 99 cents, $399, $0 down, RCL on 25 My Escape. 10,500 miles per year available for well-qualified buyers. Excludes tax, title, licensing, and documentary service charges. Offer good while dealer supply lasts.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity. I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Still on a high from the win last week? Come to campus on game day and enjoy live music, food, and fun at the 97.1 The Fan and 10 TV tailgate at the O Patio and Pub on Lane. The party starts at 9 and continues on throughout the game. See why over 10,000 people came to party with us last week. Be at the O on Lane this Saturday. Proudly sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Coors Light, Behind the O app, and Jameson Whiskey.
We're back to football talk, but before we kick off, a quick thanks to Bob and the team at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Whether it's game day or every day, we're here to help you celebrate life's biggest moments.
Worthington Jewelers, your hometown jeweler.
What he said.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A partly cloudy Saturday afternoon with temperatures in the mid-80s. For the big game tonight, temperatures falling into the 70s after sunset, and we stay partly cloudy, and we'll have some clouds overnight, dipping into the low 60s for Sunday morning. By the afternoon, we're in the upper 80s with sunshine, and more sunshine on Monday with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show, the only way to get ready for a Buckeye game. Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan. The Fan's one tough animal.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pre-Game Show. Matty Ice, Dane Sanzenbacher, DeVere Posey. Before we get into our one tough animals, fellas, I think one of our own has just become a one tough animal because Rhyme Time, a.k.a. Jacob Reimer, I think you got some breaking news, TLC. What do you got?
I do. I think his wife, Rebecca, is probably one tough animal.
No question.
So
Absolutely.
After the Buckeyes show yesterday, Reimer went straight to the hospital. And we got a text here at 2:13, so 5 minutes ago. Nora Brooke Reimer, there is photographic evidence. I don't have a height or a weight or anything like that, but I can confirm she is here.
Okay, there we go. Clap it up for Rhyme Time. Congratulations to our boy, Jacob Reimer, his lovely family. Wishing them nothing but the best moving forward with that. All right, who wants to lead it off this week? One tough animal. Depot, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go,
All right,
man.
the floor is yours.
Now, it's against Colgate University, but
okay.
Steve Angeli, man, last week, quarterback for Syracuse University. You're talking about, man, 24 for 32, 417 yards, 5 touchdowns. But the performance, they lost to Tennessee earlier in the year, and then they got a win in OT over UConn, and he performed great the next week, right? But you go out and have a performance like that, Matty, and then your head coach asks you to run sprints after the game. Tough animal right there, because he's like, because if I'm looking, I'm like, Coach, like, we
handle business.
Had no interceptions for touchdowns. Why am I running sprints?
It was unbelievable. It was unreal scene, Dan. I don't know if you saw that. Syracuse, as Depot just laid out, did what they were supposed to do according, to a lot of people, whatever. But Fran Brown, their head coach, who is the absolute character.
Man, Frans are tough.
Love the
coach named Fran.
Yeah, right. Like he is a.
You know about this guy?
No.
Dive into the world of Fran Brown. Just search it once.
No, I just know that.
Yeah, you got to lock into Fran Brown because whenever he does media stuff, like I just have to hear what this man is going to say. So they get done, and it's like
that man running sprints out there.
It wasn't even like, hey, we're going to the practice facility to run. No, we're staying in the stadium in front of everybody, and we're running down the backs after the game.
And he was doing it. He was blowing the whistle. It was like all his idea. The coaches was like, man, we can't get in on this.
It was great. It was great. So,
it's like you do this, coach.
I'm glad you brought that up. Depot, Dane, do you want me to go or are you ready to go?
I can be ready.
Okay, go ahead, do your thing, man.
Yeah, I'm keeping it in the Big Ten with Oregon's quarterback, Dante Moore.
Okay.
And this was a guy we talked about. It's like, these are tough shoes to fill. You're coming into a highly touted, what are they, number 4 right now?
I will find that for you right
number
now,
4. I think they're up there, top 5 ranked.
Up in Chicago right now in Northwestern.
Oregon is
playing by the lake.
Yeah, playing by the lakes.
Yeah.
Fourth in the country.
Fourth in the country, playing right now at the weird little lake stadium. So if you're at home, check that one out.
Yep.
But yeah, he what was it? Was a blowout, 69-3 last week against Oklahoma State. Threw for 266, couple touchdowns in there, 3 touchdowns. So here's a guy that's kind of stepping in and expected. You kind of need to be a guy if Oregon's going to keep rolling here. So he gets my tough animal from this past week because I think this is this is going to be a recurring theme. This is a team in the Big Ten that's going to be a problem, and that's dependent on having a dude at quarterback.
Right now, Dan, he's 15 for 18, 1 touchdown, 151. They up 31-0.
Yep, 31
It's
rock.
toughing right now.
Against the Wildcats.
It's toughing.
I think that year, as you talked about off the top, where he could just sit back and not only learn the system, but watch how, Dylan Gabriel went about his business, his ability to hit the ground running, I think is showing itself.
See big games without having, scars from the big games.
And he was a big-time recruit. Chip Kelly recruited him originally to UCLA, and now he's hopping on board over there in Eugene. So that's a good call. I'm going with another transfer. I'm going with Oklahoma's quarterback, John Mateer. This guy came in from Washington State. So over the last couple of years, Washington State has produced Cam Ward and now John Mateer. And this guy may be on his way to winning the Heisman. Last week against the Michigan Wolverines at home, 21 of 34 for 270, 1 touchdown, 1 interception through the air, and then 19 carries for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Yeah. That's what they were looking for last year. OU Brent Venables, as we know, defensive-minded head coach. They were let down by the quarterback position a year ago, but this guy comes in, a Texas guy from Little Elm, Texas, a junior.
That was a Wrangler win.
Yeah.
That was a tough,
it was
just a tough old school quarterback win. I like his vibe too, man. He's a bit older, and does he rock the mustache? I can't remember.
He wasn't rocking, but he gives you the headband.
He gives you the headband with the hair, and so you get Texas, Oklahoma, middle of the country quarterback vibes from him. And the thing about it, he plays that way. He has a big arm and he also can run. And I don't know what's going on with Oklahoma, but I know Venables, he needs him to win a Heisman this year. Like he needs a great performance from John Mateer. I love that.
John Mateer. That does sound like a Friday Night Lights
man,
character.
He's strong. You got to check him out. He's strong.
John Mateer's looking good this year.
He's a Wrangler man. I'm telling you.
And fellas, they got to pick up wins now because that was a big win for them against Michigan. They're playing Temple right now, but you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 9 more opponents on their schedule when they get done with Temple today. 8 of those are ranked opponents. The one that isn't ranked is Kent State. And so, down in that SEC, I guess where it means more, at least on the schedule.
Oh, I see what
they
it
got
is.
some tough sledding.
If you're just showing me pictures, he's here. He's here.
Oh, yeah.
It's Uncle Rico.
Yeah, if you're on you can see it. There's a difference coming from here. This is this says South Texas is right here. This is your slot. Yeah.
So let me check actually right now on the score to see what he's doing. They're up 28-3 against Temple. Kind of a dicey day though right now for Mateer. 17-28, 217, no touchdowns, 1 interception. But Oklahoma,
you call it dicey, it's gritty.
I was going to say, are these
a gritty day?
I was going to say, are these one of this isn't the week? This isn't the upset week. College football gives you one upset weekend every year.
We had it last week. I believe it was the Arizona State upset against Mississippi State. I don't know if you guys caught that, but that caught some people by surprise. But they were on the road last week, and 12th ranked Arizona State at the time lost 24-0. Against the Sun Devils. But then you had the Florida upset. Happened last week.
But that team is a really good team.
USF?
USF, they have a really good quarterback, and their coach is rising in the ranks. Honestly, man, he's a character. He's just growthy.
I'll get the name for you.
Get the name for me, but I can't.
Alex Golish.
There it is. And
you're thinking of Matt Grothy from back in the day.
Wow, that was a crazy pull. I don't know where that came from.
The Grohawk.
Sorry. Yeah, but no, they played Florida in a way that was very physical. And if you watch the game, it was almost like they were the SEC team. And I know that sounds crazy.
No, but they do because their quarterback, Byron Brown, he is a dude you got to deal with. And he's willing to put his body on the line and run the rock a lot. They have another kind of big time, not kind of, it is a big time matchup here in a couple hours against Miami. And so they got to go down to the 305 and deal with Carson Beck and Mario Cristobal and that crew that are very physical and really getting after people. This is part of the portal that I like. is the ability for programs to get veteran guys at the most important position, because I think it raises the floor everywhere around the country. Now, top to bottom, roster-wise, they're not going to really be able to compete, but some of these programs like a USF have the ability to drop guys in there and be able to pull off some of these upsets the way that they have.
But isn't the portal just like as shaky as like hiring a CEO off Indeed sometimes? Like it's like this can work out and it can't work out. It's just like you don't know sometimes.
I think what it's done is it's affected some of the premier programs up top, like a Georgia and Alabama, with their depth, right? Because guys that are 4 or 5 star guys coming out of high school are looking around and like, I don't want to wait anymore to play and get all these reps and maybe put some good things out there on film in the NFL. So I think some of those programs up top are losing some of the depth, and that's why I feel like the Georgias and some of these other programs don't have the bite the way that they have over the last few years.
Well, like you think about Indiana, Oregon, like just programs that had like are Notre Dame, perfect example. And it's like, if I just can find this piece each year, like, well, if this is the right guy, and what if it's not the right guy that year? And you have like all of this NIL money just tied into all these skill positions and offensive linemen. And I'm just trying to piece this portal quarterback in. And for Miami, like I believe Carson Beck was a chance. Like, I mean, you took a chance on him, right? Like, and you had success as a team with Cam Ward, and they could have dropped off, but they got lucky in the portal. The portal lottery cashes out. But it's just something scary about great programs putting so much money into skill positions and then just trying to like hire the most important position instead of developing
I think you got to have both. I still think you got to have a blend of both and get those timely transfers. When we come back, Adam King, the man that sits on the Iron Throne for 10 TV, joins us next, apparently in studio. That's right around the corner. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
We have good driving conditions heading toward Ohio Stadium right now. Just the normal spots picking up some volume. 315 southbound ramp to Lane Avenue. Seeing a bit heavier traffic right now. But overall, 315 both north and southbound between 670 and Ackerman Road. Moving nicely with just light to moderate volumes. Lane Avenue is heavy between 315 and High Street. And Woody Hayes Drive is closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
What's better than cheering the Buckeyes on to victory? Wearing our exclusive collection of OSU jewelry as you watch. Hi, this is Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. We're an officially licensed jeweler of The Ohio State University, and we've created beautiful Buckeye jewelry that will last a lifetime. From Blocko earrings to Diamond Script Ohio necklaces, we've got luxury Buckeye gifts starting at $99. No matter where you're watching, show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Seller, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Can't get enough Ohio State conversation? Good, because the Austin and Berm Show simply can't stop talking about the Buckeyes. Monday through Friday, in season or out of season, The Beat with me and Jeremy Birmingham breaks down every angle with the reigning national champions on 10 TV Plus and on the 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel. Every day is game day with The Beat, and the conversation about the Buckeyes there is always available for fans on demand. Don't miss a single episode.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the best-selling Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on any new 25 Camry or lease a Camry LE from just $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, Buckeye fans, it's Jeff Hogan, and I've got to say thank you. The way Central Ohio has welcomed me back has been amazing. I'm so excited to be back with the team here at 10 TV. These folks are the real deal, and together, we're here to bring you more of the stories that really matter to you and your family. Whether it's breaking news, weather that impacts your day, or just honest conversations, we're here for it all. I'll see you weeknights on 10 TV and 10 TV Plus. And again, it's really good to be back.
Your 10 TV team is stronger than ever. Jeff Hogan, Yolanda Harris, Station Knockin', Jerry Martz. 4 trusted names with a deep connection to Central Ohio. Together, they bring you more heart, more credibility, and more of the stories that matter to you. From breaking news to weather that impacts your day, to real conversations shaping your community. This is your news, your team. Watch weeknights on 10 TV and streaming anytime on 10 TV Plus.
With rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers, a BMI Federal Credit Union Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card would be the perfect card for your wallet. Visit bmifcu.org/visa for more details and to apply today.
This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. Let's check out some of those games currently underway. Since we last spoke, number 12 Clemson scored again, so they are now up on Georgia Tech 14-13. That one is close. Big Ten games going on right now. At one point in time, Northwestern actually looked kind of competitive. Now Oregon just running away with it. They're up 31-0 heading into the fourth quarter. Wisconsin down big in Tuscaloosa. Alabama up 38-7 there. Ty Simpson's got 387 and 4 scores through the air. And Michigan's up 49, check that, 56-3 as they just scored another touchdown on Central Michigan. And Nebraska and Maryland are destroying a couple of FCS schools. So big games later, of course, Ohio State, number 1 in the nation. They are welcoming the OU Bobcats from Athens. And later on, number 16 Texas A&M. They're going to South Bend to face number 8 Notre Dame.
The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank Pregame Show, getting you ready for all things Scarlet and Gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show, getting you ready for OSU and OU. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, Dean Sanzenbacher, and the man that sits on the Iron Throne for 10 TV, Adam King, has finally arrived. What is happening right now? Did your headphones just break in half?
They just broke. I feel set up. This is my first time being in the studio.
Yeah, those are the gag headphones.
Yeah, you got me. All right, guys, give me the real ones.
We didn't think you were coming.
Oh, man.
I like it. It's kind of like...
you pretend like you're calling in.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, yeah.
What's going on, AK?
Long-time listener, right? First-time caller.
Appreciate you, man. Suit looks good today.
Hey, I appreciate
I'm in on that. Your
suit looks good.
You know, just a little windbreaker.
What's the heat level on that suit? Is it built for warmth or is it built for sport?
It's okay. It's not. It's got a little
built for speed.
Yeah, it's built for speed. I can run in it.
Yeah, it's athletic a little bit, a little stretch back.
If Ryan needs me tonight, I'll be ready.
What's a 40 time looking like in that suit right now?
I've done it before. I can't do it in this suit because I'll tell you, it's so tight in the legs.
I wanted to ask you, what were you doing therapy interventions with Brutus and Rufus yesterday?
Yeah, I thought it was time. 15 years.
That's an outstanding bit. If that happened, I'm going to have to look at it.
We had to get them together, and we had to put it behind us.
That's
good.
Okay.
And we did.
They said no horseplay today?
No more animosity there?
No more animosity.
I was hoping for some more animosity.
Well, there may still be. But last night, at least for 10 minutes, there was no animosity.
That's good.
But what happens today in the shoot, I make no promises.
Okay. I thought that was staged when that happened. It seemed fake. It did not seem real when Rufus attacked Brutus.
I don't remember it.
It's like, they planned to fight.
2010, weren't you playing?
Yeah.
No, Dane's on camera. He's right. Dane was in a prayer, like right there, and they were fighting.
Dane, why didn't you protect Brutus?
I don't recall it happening. I remember seeing the video after it. I missed that.
You're just that locked in.
I don't know.
Okay.
His field awareness on Madden was 0.1.
It's pretty low. But Adam,
and I won the base stat guy on Madden. I'm not going to argue that. They weren't giving me a whole lot of benefit of the doubt.
Oh, that's good though, man. So, how are you feeling for today? How's everybody doing after that performance? Are we going to be attacking in the same manner, or is this a whole different vibe? Because this team is really good.
I think you nailed it. We're attacking in the same manner. There's been this weird vibe this week where people are like, I'm taking off the broken headphone. I'm sorry.
You don't need them though. It's like you can still hear us.
I will put one on.
Like a DJ.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me with half a headphone. I feel like there are a lot of people that are nervous. The Vegas line keeps dropping.
28.5 today.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, it would drop down for 33. Everybody's talking about how OU, this is going to be a ball game. This is a great Ohio University team, but I don't see it in the way that other people are talking about it.
There's levels to this, as you know. They're coming off an impressive win at home against West Virginia, and then you got like national talking heads like McAfee on his show talking about how good OU is, and they should have everybody's respect. But at the end of the day, it may be one of those games to where they get a couple punches in, but they can't go round for round within Ohio State team. So I'm with you, Depot.
I'll dive in here. My prediction is 55-7.
Okay.
So I think they attack on offense the same way they did with Gramling. And then this Buckeye it's different. It's a different defense. Matt Patricia has taken this talent. There's something to be said, and I don't want to offend Jim Knowles, but if he's listening, Jim, I hope you're doing great. We'll see you in a couple months. With that said, Jim Knowles had a lot of talent on defense last year, and he used it well. Mm-hmm. Matt Patricia has a lot of talent, and it feels like he's elevating that talent on every play. He's taking everybody's greatest strengths and putting them in a position to be even better. And that takes a special defensive mind to get there. Yeah. And that's where I don't care if it's Ohio. I don't care if it's Texas. I don't care if it's Penn State when they come to the shoe. He's going to make it chaos on any opposing offense. I don't see a world where the Bobcats, everybody gets a touchdown every now and then. It happens in football. Yeah. But I don't see a world where the Bobcats put together consistent drives today. It not against this defense.
Yeah, I think...
Don't all talk at once, all right?
Well, we're so blown away by how great that take was. There's nothing else to say. I mean,
that was great. Yeah.
No, I think when you look at Jim Knowles and Matt Patricia, they came in with different objectives, right? Like when Jim Knowles came in, the objective was build something, like put your mark on it. While Matt Patricia has come in to keep this rolling. We don't need your mark. We don't need a signature offense. We need your expertise. We need your almost like consulting here of how to elevate these guys. So I don't want to, that's not a defense of Jim Knowles. I'm just like, he's in a spot where it's a really good place to be as a defense coordinator, to have the talent he has and to be like, okay, I know how you work. I know how you work. Hype these guys up. And honestly, he can probably speak to them on a level more, on a professional level. He's probably, I would imagine, I haven't dove into it, but he's a player's coach.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to talk to the guys. They're going to believe and have confidence in him. So, I mean, we were talking earlier. I think, I'm with you 100% that this is not it's going to be really, really hard, even for the big boys in the nation, to hang with the team for 4 quarters.
We saw Texas.
It's going to be really, really hard. Yeah. So, I mean, if we're arguing over a 28-point versus 35-point line, I think you can get a lot out of this if you're Ohio State. But I don't think you need to bend over backwards to be anything that you're not or try to overreact to.
You don't think that Ryan Day is going to be down on that sideline? It's going to be 21 points there on the goal line, and you don't think he knows that the line's 27.5, 28.5? You don't think he's like, all right, let's punch it in? Lane Kiffin, when they made that field goal last week, walked right to the mic and said, I apologize to a lot of people who just lost money.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. That's why people love it. That's why the nation loves Buckeye, because if you bet on us, without your heart, you probably win.
Yeah, what do they say? Good teams win, great teams cover.
There it is. Adam, I wanted to ask you, in those blowout games, when that stuff happens, you get to see the backups, and you get curious about different scenarios. And I got curious about a scenario last week, and I was just wanted to ask you what you thought about some more Mylan Graham at number 3 receiver, because I see a explosiveness, I see a smoothness, and I just feel like, you put Tate, that guy, and Jeremiah out there, it could be a different, combustible mix that could explode.
Well, I want to say, first of all, it's great that they do get other guys in, because if that wasn't the case, neither of you would have ever gotten on the field at Ohio State.
Absolutely.
It was nice to see you guys get in the fourth quarter, get some reps in your time with the Buckeyes, get a couple catches. But the Mylan Graham, I love it. He's going to be great. He's going to be a star on this team.
Yeah.
All offseason, we talked about Mylan Graham. That was the guy. And when we got to fall camp, I started to realize that this is really a 3-receiver set that Ohio State is sticking with. They're not going to roll. I thought they might roll them even more past Mylan Graham.
Nobody's rotating right now.
And I think that's because Brian Hartline likes what he has. You don't want to take Jeremiah Smith off the field. You don't want to take Carnell Tate off the field. And Brandon Ennis has become a great guy to get you 7, 8, 9 yards when you need them. You don't want to take his speed off the field. So at that point, Mylan Graham is great, and Brian Hartline has made the point that he's got to be great, more consistent. That's what Ohio State wants at this point with every position that they're putting on the field. There's a reason C.J. Donaldson came out of the game the second he dropped that ball on the goal line, because they want consistency. At the end of the day, you could be the most talented player on the field, but if you're only the most talented player on first down, but not second and third, they're not going to put you out there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, think about where Brian Hartline comes from. Like, he's coached with all these coaches, but it wasn't, you know, he came from and played in offenses and in a world where, like, if you've got dudes, just have your guys. Like, here's your, everybody knows your role, and I think there's a lot of value to that. I mean, I think there is having guys that can make plays, but if you have guys that have known their role and played their spot all season long, when you get to like week 10,
well,
you're thinking a next level on things. You're making plays. Yep. You're not thinking about what you do. And obviously there's not, what's the argument for any of those three guys, Adam, you just mentioned,
they
to not be in the game?
And he's not doing a rotation on the sideline.
This is
too.
riches.
He's up in the he's like he can't pull. You know, you can do that, like going for 2 reps and come back when you're on the sideline. It's tough.
Well, yeah, because you're down there. But if now think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. Being up there, you're essentially playing the video game version.
Listen, you guys stay in the game.
Okay.
I'll
take you. Who am I taking out?
No. I'm here. I'm with you.
AK, before you had one more thought on that?
Well, I was just going to say, but you are right. Mylan Graham will be a star at Ohio State. And we may see a lot more of him as the year progresses.
Before we let you go, what's the schedule looking like? Where can folks follow you today, my man?
I was going to stay here all day long.
Well, you're welcome.
And just sit in this chair and
be
argue
as fun
with you guys.
I can do your job.
Okay, that's all right. Shots fired there. Okay, all right.
No, those were fired back.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I apologize.
There it is.
You can see me on 10 TV. We're going to be live at 7:30. We have a stream at 6 o'clock on 10 TV Plus. Okay. And make sure you stick around for wall-to-wall sports after 10 TV at 11. We'll break down all the highlights, all the big plays, and get you set for the Buckeye bye week after all this. And also Adam King, 10 TV on Twitter.
There it is. AK, as always, man, we appreciate you. Bye week next week, so we will see you in a couple weeks for the first road game. Against Washington. You going out there?
I am.
You going out there? So it's a nice venue. That'd be cool.
I won't see you.
Okay, we'll talk to you, though. We will talk to you. Coming up next, we'll hit you with our Behind Enemy Line segment. You'll get a nice feel on what the OU Bobcats are bringing to the field tonight from Marty Bannister. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
I just took a look at the ODOT cameras on 315. Both north and southbound were still moving really nicely as you approach the Ohio State campus area. Just the usual spots getting crowded, and specifically right now, that means the 315 off-ramps to Lane Avenue. Then Lane Avenue is pretty crowded as well between 315 and High Street. I'm also starting to see Olentangy River Road picking up some volume between Lane and Kinnear, and Kenny Road is getting busy around Lane Avenue. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Matty Ice here. Football is back, and it also marks the kickoff to huge savings at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, you can get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 with up to $12,000 off MSRP for qualified buyers. Just imagine riding up to your tailgate party in a brand new Silverado from McDaniel. And McDaniel GM Superstore has been family owned and operated for over 100 years. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs. It's time to get what you deserve. Join a team that offers better wages, secure pensions, employee-paid health care, and free training and continuing education. Apprentices, you'll earn while you learn. No student debt, just a solid future. It's more than a job, it's a career. Visit UALocal189.com and take the first step today. Still on a high from the win last week? Come to campus on game day and enjoy live music, food, and fun at the 97.1 The Fan and 10 TV tailgate at the O Patio and Pub on Lane. The party starts at 9 and continues on throughout the game. See why over 10,000 people came to party with us last week. Be at the O on Lane this Saturday. Proudly sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers, Coors Light, Behind the O app, and Jameson Whiskey.
The Fan 2 is on the air. Catch the Bob and Tom Show in the morning and Jim Rome in the afternoon. And Buckeye stuff and Reds 2 in the NFL. It's lots of stuff. You get the picture. It's the Fan 2 live on 1460 AM, the Fan app, and the Fan's HD2.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plugins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The ultimate way to get ready for another Buckeye victory. You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. The Fan's Behind Enemy Lines.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers.
Welcome back in Behind Enemy Lines this week. You are about to hear from Marty Bannister, play-by-play announcer for OU football. He caught up with my man AR and I yesterday on the show. Here's a little breakdown of what the Bobcats will be bringing to the field.
So let's dig right into it. Parker Navarro. I take it he won't be fazed by a night game at the Shoe, but it's hard to simulate that.
Oh, you're right about that. And that's one of the things that Parker has been so good at is adapting to any situation that's been thrown at him. And Ohio's doing all of the things you have to do and they have done this week. You crank up the crowd noise. You do all of those things inside the indoor facility that Ohio has. But there's nothing equal to walking out on that field tomorrow night. They know it. The players know it. But that's the one thing I said, as I said about Navarro, nothing phases this guy. I mean, nothing does. He'll be ready to go tomorrow night. There's no doubt about that.
Let's talk a little bit about the run game with Parker Navarro, Marty. And first of all, it's good to hear from you again, man. I hope you've been doing well. I enjoyed the call when you called my Pick North Panthers beating up on those Tigers last Friday, and so I appreciated that. But Parker Navarro, just talk about the threat of the run, because we've been talking about it, but you get to watch it every week and the challenge that could pose for Matt Patricia and that defense.
Well, the interesting thing about Parker is, and it's good to talk to you too again, Ice, he is so good when things fall apart. And I know that may sound odd to say, but he thinks so fast on his feet, and he is dangerous running the football. He ran for over 1,000 yards last year and led the MAC in rushing touchdowns. So he is a definite threat running the football. The return of C.A. Bangura to the backfield at the tailback spot has been really big. I mean, here's a guy who rounds for almost 2,000 yards at Ohio in 22 and 23, transferred to Minnesota last year and carried the ball all 4 times, and decides to come back to Ohio and automatically steps in as the go-to guy in the backfield. There's some good depth in that running back room, but it focuses on Navarro and Bangura, no question.
He's the veteran play-by-play man, Marty Bannister, with us. He'll call the game for the Bobcats tomorrow night. Marty, how many guys do they have back from that conference championship team?
Well, on offense, 3 starters back on the offensive line. Of course, Parker Navarro back. A number of wideouts. Where the team really took some hits was on the defensive side of the ball. They replaced all 4 guys up front. The linebackers, they lost a couple of starters there. All 4 returnees come back in the defensive backfield, and that's probably the strength of the team right now is the backside, the back 4. Tank Pearson, DJ Walker, Adonis Williams, and Mike Mack. But this defense, though, the credit goes to John Hauser, the team's defensive coordinator. He's a Hartley grad. He knows what he's doing there. He's doing a great job with that defense. I mean, this is a group last year, guys, that allowed just one touchdown in the first quarter, all 14 games last year. And so far this year hasn't allowed a second-half touchdown. John Hauser can work up a game plan, but the strength is definitely the four guys on the back end of the defense.
Talk about the head coach and Brian Smith and the job you think he's done since he took over, I believe, in December, and just how he's been able to get things going and having OU get off to a respectable start. For the folks that don't know much about Brian Smith, kind of talk about him, if you will.
Well, I think the key to your question, Ice, is the fact that he is keeping things going. This is a program that's won 10 or more games each of the last 3 years and set a program record with 11 last year. A very laid-back guy. He's from Hawaii. He played center at Hawaii back in the day. He's a West Coast guy. He'll have a Hawaiian lei on tomorrow when he's out on the field. That's just kind of the way he operates. But the players love him. And when he was named head coach, the cheer that came up from the meeting room was just unbelievable down in Orlando last year. And he's done such a great job of keeping the culture, and he uses that term a lot, guys, of going. And I mentioned John Hauser a moment ago. He kept Scott Isfording, who is now the passing game coordinator, quarterbacks coach. He kept him on the staff. You have a couple of other key guys on the staff, and that has really helped just keep things rolling. It was almost a seamless transition from Tim Albin to Brian Smith.
Marty Bannister, the former voice of the Ohio State women's basketball team for a baker's dozen, and now calling the games for the Bobcats. What would you hang your hat on, Marty, more, that the Bobcats could maybe hold up against the pass or hold up against the run?
I would say probably right now the run. The thing that I think kind of concerned all of us in week number one was the inability to get pressure on Ethan Kaliak-Manis, the Rutgers quarterback. And they have a number of talented wideouts, not anywhere near Jeremiah Smith or Cornell Tate's talent. I mean, I think we all know that. But they kind of picked apart Ohio in that regard. Once Ohio started to get pressure on the quarterback, that kind of turned the tide in the game, I think. But I'll be very interested to see how Ohio handles that. If they can get pressure on Julian Sayin tomorrow night, I think that'll help that back end.
Talk about the scene last week with West Virginia coming to town. I guess maybe more importantly, Marty, what you think that type of game can do for this OU football team. Maybe not on Saturday, but maybe down the road when you have a tough environment, kind of a gritty win is what it felt like. Just talk about that West V game and what you think that can do for the Bobcats moving forward.
Well, I think one of the things you have to remember, guys, is that Ohio never once felt they were the underdog last week. I mean, they may have been labeled as that going in. I don't really follow betting lines or things along those lines, so I couldn't tell you that. But they never once felt that they were the underdogs in that game. I mean, they fully expected to walk onto the field last week and punch West Virginia in the mouth, and they did. The defense just shut down the West Virginia offense. Rich Rodriguez talked about wanting to run 120 plays a game. Ohio ran, I think it was 25 more plays than they did for the game. So the mentality is, and Brian Smith will tell you this too, the mentality is not to survive the first punch, but to throw the first punch. And that's the way they approach every game. So, yeah, they weren't intimidated at all or in awe of West Virginia last week, nor will they be intimidated or in awe of Ohio State tonight. That's just the mentality.
I think it's a good point because when I looked at their schedule before the season, you know, you put some games that they should win, games that are a flip of the coin, and then games that they're probably going to lose. And West Virginia was one of those in my mind. You know, it was at Rutgers. Actually, it was the first. It was all the non-conference. It was West Virginia, Rutgers, and then, of course, here in Columbus. But since they got one and they got that one, your sense on whether they can make this game a game into the second half?
Well, I think if I can use a boxing analogy for you guys, week one we took on Ohio took on a heavyweight who was not a bad middle of the line heavyweight. Last week he took on one that was still kind of trying to find its legs, and now tomorrow night Mike Tyson walks into the ring. I guess that's kind of the way you have to look at this. But at the same time, if Ohio can do the things that they've done defensively the last couple of weeks, and as we all know in these type of games, if it's a game into the fourth quarter, then all bets are off at that point. I mean, I think that's pretty fair to say, and that's the goal. Get it into the fourth quarter, make it a game. If Ohio can run the football successfully and slow down Ohio State, I know that's a monumental task. We all know that. But if they can do those things, then this could be a very interesting night at Ohio Stadium.
Zooming out from Bobcats and Buckeyes, talk about just where the Bobcats are going to stack up when they get into conference play. I know they're the reigning champs from 2024, but looking around the conference, Marty, what's ahead for the old Bobcats?
Well, Ohio will close out non-conference play next week with Gardner-Webb, and then this is a very interesting conference opener on the 27th of September. Eddie George brings Bowling Green to Athens. That's their first Mid-American Conference game. The MAC is probably top-heavy. Ohio, Toledo, Miami, which Ohio beat in the MAC championship game last year, Buffalo and Northern Illinois, and we're all still waiting to see exactly what Eddie George has at BG right now. But I think those are probably the teams you really need to keep an eye on. It's a balanced league, and just about any week, anybody can get you, and that's the thing. Especially when you get into those weeknight games in November, it just really turns into you have to be ready on every snap type of outing.
Voice of the Bobcats, our friend Marty Bannister, back in the shoe tomorrow night. Enjoy it, my man. This was fun. Stay well, and hope you have a great night tomorrow.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. It's good to talk to you again.
Behind Enemy Lines is sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers. Visit Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Top of the hour when we come back. It's time to apply some heat to somebody around the world of football. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Traffic is starting to pick up in the area of the Ohio State University. You're going to see a few more brake lights on Lane Avenue between 315 and High Street. Also, brake lights on Kenny Road between Ackerman and Kinnear. Olentangy River Road, that stretch from Lane Avenue to Kinnear, also a little more crowded right now. The 315 north and southbound ramps to Lane Avenue are also picking up volume but still moving. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
Come visit the all-new Capital Ford of Columbus today, home of the 99-cent down car deal. Visit capitalfordofcolumbus.com or call 614-861-7150. That's capitalfordofcolumbus.com or 614-861-7150. 99 cents, $399, $0 down, RCL on 25 My Escape. 10,500 miles per year available for well-qualified buyers. Excludes tax, title, licensing, and documentary service charges. Offer good while dealer supply lasts.
Hey, Buckeye fans, it's Jeff Hogan, and I've got to say thank you. The way Central Ohio has welcomed me back has been amazing. I'm so excited to be back with the team here at 10 TV. These folks are the real deal, and together, we're here to bring you more of the stories that really matter to you and your family. Whether it's breaking news, weather that impacts your day, or just honest conversations, we're here for it all. I'll see you weeknights on 10 TV and 10 TV Plus. And again, it's really good to be back.
Your 10 TV team is stronger than ever. Jeff Hogan, Yolanda Harris, Station Knockin', Jerry Martz. 4 trusted names with a deep connection to Central Ohio. Together, they bring you more heart, more credibility, and more of the stories that matter to you. From breaking news to weather that impacts your day, to real conversation shaping your community. This is your news, your team. Watch weeknights on 10 TV and streaming anytime on 10 TV Plus.
Here's a stat that hurts. The average adult waits up to 2 years before getting help for joint or back pain. 2 years of sitting out. 2 years of missing the game. At Ortho Neuro, you don't have to wait. Our orthopedic and spine experts treat every joint issue, often without surgery, and we've got next day appointments ready. Don't sit on the sidelines another day. Schedule your consult now at orthoneuro.com. Ortho Neuro, for every motion in life.
Wake up and laugh with the Bob and Tom Show on The Fan 2.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
It says here they've won 5 Marconi Awards. I can't even spell Marconi. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Bob and Tom Show.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here. 97.1 The Fan and 10 TV. No Ohio State fans simply can't get enough coverage of the reigning national champions. So now there's even more of it on YouTube thanks to the Austin and Berm Show. Get daily coverage with me, Austin Ward, and my buddy Jeremy Birmingham on The Beat, Snap Judgments, and the weekly live show at Roosters presented by Tansky Power Sports. Just search on YouTube or anywhere you download podcasts for the Austin and Berm Show. It's Ohio State football all day, every day.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. This is the Fans Game Day Scoreboard.
This game day update is sponsored by Mutual Federal, proudly serving Columbus with personal and business solutions at mutualfederal.com.
And I'm Cole Bartemus. This current slate for the noon game is wrapping up. We got a lot of games late in the fourth quarter. Clemson now down 21-14. Last we spoke, they had a 1-point lead. Georgia Tech scored a touchdown and got the 2 on a trick play. But Clemson's driving. They are inside the 10-yard line looking to tie it up. So Big Ten games wrapping up. We got Oregon up 34-7 in Evanston. Alabama beating down on Wisconsin 38-14. Michigan put up 63 against Central Michigan. Bryce Underwood with 235 in the air and 114 on the ground. Some later games, we got Georgia and Tennessee. That's 6 versus 7 in Knoxville starting at 3:30. And at 7 o'clock, of course, Ohio at Ohio State right here in Columbus.
You're listening to the KeyBank Pregame Show. The only way to get ready for a Buckeye game. Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan. As you prepare for another Buckeye football Saturday, one very important question remains. Who's got the heat?
Sponsored by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing since 1948.
Welcome back in, Buckeye Nation. Matty Ice, Dane Sanzenbacher, DeVere Posey getting you ready for Ohio University coming into the shoe night game action here in a few hours. Fellas, who wants to lead it off this week? Who you putting the heat on?
I can go.
Go ahead, Depot.
Man, you can say that it was probably the toughest 2 back-to-back years schedule for any college program. I think both years they had the toughest schedule. They were ranked like 2 or 3, the University of Florida. Got to put it on Billy Napier. I know this is low-hanging fruit. I know this is like really bad, but yeah, I'm gonna put on. Dang, was that who you had?
I swear you don't listen to me sometimes, man.
My wife says that too.
Yeah, like right to you. You're talking about the multiverse of the Marvel comics, and I say like, hey man, real quick.
He said who you rolling with, and he
That's what he said.
He said I'm going with Florida. Man, I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, like
let me go.
It's
real though.
49 seconds ago, but go. We can both have it because it's real.
No, I have another.
You
one.
go,
ahead,
and I'll expound. I'll expand it.
That's all I had. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this is like they're in a place that Florida has to be a program, right? Like the expectation there is win now, and they've had frustration. Now, like we have, I think the expectation this year was like, okay, you don't have to go win a national championship, but we need to be competing for the playoff. Like we need to be taking a step forward. Yeah. We need to be looking up in the eyes of everybody, and you come into a huge loss. I don't know if it's the worst loss in program, maybe recent memory. Yeah. Losing to an in-state USF team. Now, this is nothing against USF. I think we both agree USF's a good team, but like you're Florida. You don't lose
to Ohio.
You don't lose that one, and then now you're gonna Now who do you have tonight?
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Now you got to play LSU tonight. So it's like that was not the one to stumble at before going into this one. Yeah. So I mean, like there's a lot of heat on Florida. There's a lot of heat on Billy Napier because like even, I have a family member in that fan base, and they're
Florida fan base.
Yeah,
they're ready. They're calling for it.
Man, they're calling for him. Which they loved him, but they're like, you can't have those stumbles. So if this ends up like a nothing burger of a year,
which it might, Dane.
How many? Yeah, go.
You talked about the game in Death Valley tonight. A lot of eyeballs on that one. You lose, or if you get cracked in that one, then the noise is super loud. But after that, fellas, at Miami, Texas comes into town.
You just don't enjoy your job at that point.
And then at Texas A&M. That's their next 3 weeks.
And then, imagine that these weeks. Like 3 weeks from now, what kind of pressure you're feeling. So, there is a lot of heat on Billy Napier.
He needed to be under it twice, man.
There's enough heat that, you need to double up. I know what I should have just acted like I didn't hear you at all and just gone with my own thing. Be like, no, who I'm going to pick? Billy Napier.
Fellas, and I didn't even mention because that's the next 3 weeks.
You deserve it.
Miami, Texas, A&M, and then you get a neutral site game November 1st against Georgia, which is so you're taking away one home game to go to a neutral site to play the Bulldogs, and then it's still at Ole Miss. Tennessee comes to town, and then your rivalry game to end the year against.
I want to attend one of those Georgia, Florida games down there in Jacksonville.
Oh, it's a party.
I know.
I have to imagine it's an amazing scene. I have to imagine. Yeah, so I think you guys are in your right for sure to put Florida on the heat list this week. I'm staying in the state of Florida, and I'm putting the Canes on this thing. I'm putting Miami. You don't want to get got. You don't want to be the next victim because USF out of the gate, Boise State, will take a dub from you. Last week, as you guys were talking about against Florida, they took a dub from them. I wonder if they can handle getting into a game with the level of physicality that I think Miami's going to bring to the table. Because remember, when we saw Miami in that first game against Notre Dame, their defensive line was hunting people down. And so if that unit up front can take away what Byron Brown wants to do and maybe make them play a little left-handed, if you will, can USF muster up a whole bunch of points? But that game will kick off here in about an hour and a half on the CW. Who's Got the Heat? Brought to you by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing since 1948. Let's get back to some Buckeye talk. I want you guys to hear from Coach Day because we talked about Parker Navarro earlier, the offense, how well he is, how good he is with running the rock, and how efficient they can be on third down. Here's Coach Day talking about what makes that a challenge and why he thinks they're so effective.
Well, they've gotten a lot of people off schedule and forced a lot of teams into third and longs, which is the biggest key. But they do a nice job with their rush. They do a nice job with their coverage. They have some guys underneath who do a nice job of really recognizing how teams are trying to attack them, and I think that's a big deal. They do have man, but they also have zone, and I think they do a nice job of recognizing the patterns and driving on the ball, but really, if you look at it, they've forced teams into some different third down situations that have been, backed up for them in terms of the distance. So we got to stay on schedule. We got to make sure that we're playing, in our favor when it comes to third downs, because, if you're in a third down and long and you're 20% completion or conversion rate, you're probably one of the better teams in the country. When you're in short yardage, you're expected to get that about 80% of the time. So when you play the numbers on this, a big part of third down is staying on schedule. They've done a good job of getting people off schedule this year.
That's Coach Day talking about the OU defense on third down. So that's my bad. He wasn't talking about the offense. But I wanted to ask you guys about the Buckeye running back room right now and what you guys have seen from that unit. We had Howard Griffith on the program yesterday from the Big Ten Network. And before he hopped off the air, he wanted to let us know that he's seeing some good things from this Buckeye running back crew when it comes to pass protection and what they've been able to do. Look, Gramling is Gramling, but just talk about that unit, fellas. James Peoples, C.J. Donaldson, Bo Jackson, and maybe a guy or two that's jumped out off the screen.
I think the precedent was set last year with what's expected on both sides. I think, I don't know that in recent memory that we had seen guys notably when you're watching the TV copy take pass protection so seriously. Yeah. If you remember some of Travion putting his shoulder into some these guys were both very good at both. So the same guy who can protect can also be explosive out in the field. So I think that washed away at least for Ohio State, that expectation that you're going to be a one-trick pony here. Okay, you're a running guy, you're a protecting guy. Because I think it's the same thing, the expectation for a tight end. We talked about earlier, you're going to have to block here. You need to be able to, because there's so much value in that for the offense. We can't have, be personnel dependent, and then you know what we're going to run. Okay, this guy's in, okay, here's a pass play, because he doesn't do anything but pass protect. So I think you can't help but, when you see those steps taken by the current guys, you're well, what film are they watching? Because half the time, I'm sure they're in the room, they're watching all preseason, all camp, last year's film. Okay, they're installing, here's what we need, here's what we expect. So now you see it. It's good to get these reps through a Gramling State OU game, because those are the little those are the national championship things. Those are the little things all through the year that this is what makes us great. Yeah, we're a good team, good talent. all that. These are the little things.
Yeah, I think with this running back room, I go back to Zeke, right? Like that was the first Ohio State running back that stood out to me that stood up in pass protection. And I don't know if J.K. Dobbins in that, Michael Weber time was, but Trevion, he brought a sense of physicality to everything he did. I mean, even the way he ran hard and for these young guys to, like Dane's saying, just to be in that room, you get that. Like that's the standard with Coach Loughlin. You have to do all of these things, and I'm really curious about Bo Jackson. All right, just biased towards Ohio running backs that play for Ohio State, and his name is Bo Jackson. It's this kid is super explosive. He's gonna be the guy at some point. And he has, like what you're saying, Dane, like he's not a personnel dependent kind of guy to where he has the body to be in pass protection. He has the body for the home run that we saw last week. And then he can get in between tackles. And he's a very young guy right now. So he gets that body by Marty. You saw what happened with Arvell Reese and how he took a jump physically. We don't know what we'll be looking at next year with him, man.
You guys brought up Trevion, a couple times there. Here's James Peoples talking about what he learned from Henderson.
Yeah, I learned a whole lot. I learned how he leads, but of course everybody leads in a different way. But you gotta be more vocal. You gotta hold yourself to a standard. Like when I step out on that field, or when he stepped out on that field, guys are gonna be looking at you and how you do everything. So you gotta know that. And you gotta push yourself every day.
And here he is on the pass protection you guys were breaking down.
I mean, it's critical, and he stresses pass pro all the time. I mean, we open up in activation with pass pro, and it's going to have to be a big thing for us this year. You know what I'm saying? Like it is going to be every year, but really stressing that, pass pro, I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, it's been good from both the running backs and the tight ends. I mean, I think about the Will Kazmarek block on Colin Simmons in the game number 1 on that Carnell Tate touchdown, right? You got to have it from everybody. It seems like they've got some guys that can step up and get it done. Coming up next, we'll hit you with our East to West segment and our final thoughts on OU and OSU. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Traffic is heavier but moving. 315 north and southbound still flowing nicely as you approach Ohio State. The off-ramps from 315, both north and southbound to Lane Avenue, are probably the busiest spots right now. Lane Avenue pretty crowded between 315 and High Street. Olentangy River Road picking up a little more volume between Lane and Kinnear. And a reminder, once you get closer to the stadium, Woody Hayes Drive is closed on game days between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on the Fan.
Hi, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Coming up, more football talk on the Fan.
That's right, Bob. And just like our hometown team, Worthington Jewelers is all about tradition, family, and winning moments.
Celebrate your victories with us, your hometown jeweler, Worthington Jewelers.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means 3 things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly.
Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
We're back to football talk, but before we kick off, a quick thanks to Bob and the team at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Whether it's game day or every day, we're here to help you celebrate life's biggest moments.
Worthington Jewelers, your hometown jeweler.
What he said.
Your new Columbus home for the Jim Rome Show is the Fan 2.
Catch the live experience weekdays from 3 to 6.
Just one requirement. Have a take and don't suck. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Jim Rome Show.
Bobcat Enterprises says thank you for your support as they celebrate 50 years of serving the construction industry. Established in 1975 in Cincinnati, Bobcat Enterprises has expanded to 9 stores to meet you where you are in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Find equipment for any construction project, including compact track loaders and excavators. Plus, Bobcat Enterprises rents compact equipment and attachments. Find current specials and locations at bobcatent.com or follow Bobcat Enterprises Inc. on Facebook. Bobcat Enterprises, 50 years working for you.
The waterworks techs have heard it all. Screeching furnaces, dripping pipes, strangled garbage disposals, overflowing toilets. Did a spooky surprise catch you off guard? Who are you going to call?
No, not them. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222. We provide better care, better value, better results, and we'll take on any drain or heating and cooling nightmare to come your way. Happy Hallow Waterworks.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Can't get enough Ohio State conversation? Good, because the Austin and Berm Show simply can't stop talking about the Buckeyes. Monday through Friday, in season or out of season, The Beat with me and Jeremy Birmingham breaks down every angle with the reigning national champions on 10 TV Plus and on the 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel. Every day is game day with The Beat, and the conversation about the Buckeyes there is always available for fans on demand. Don't miss a single episode.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A warm and partly cloudy afternoon with temperatures in the mid-80s. For the big game tonight, we're falling into the 70s with a partly cloudy sky, and that partly cloudy sky sticks with us overnight as temperatures dip into the low 60s for Sunday morning. By the afternoon, plenty of sunshine will bring us into the upper 80s, and the upper 80s are expected again on Monday with a mostly sunny sky. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. The only way to do game day. This is the KeyBank Pregame Show, getting you ready for all things scarlet and gray. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. It's the Fan's East to West.
All right, welcome back in. This is the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show. Matty Ice, DeVere Posey, Dane Sanzenbacher, getting you ready for OU and OSU. Before we get back to that on our way out, we got some scores already in the books, fellas. Last night, Dane, Indiana State went into Bloomington and got handled 73 to nothing.
Indiana State. Does this school consider to Indiana, just like what they're considered to Notre Dame, right?
I think we got to ask Dane.
Yeah.
IU, you guys got a big IU household.
Are you saying like in terms of like little brothrotherness?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think the gap is further.
It's further. Okay.
The gap is further to Indiana
it's like
State.
Baby brother.
Yeah, it's like that's a different thing.
Okay.
I mean, obviously there's basketball legends there, but like it's not. I don't think it's that.
I'm assuming, Dane, this was a fun watch in your household.
You guys are coming at me. You won't even let me sidestep that. No, yeah, we watched. I'm an Indiana household, man. I know who the Mendoza brothers are. Like, let's go. I know. I don't think they've given up a point yet. I've been told all this.
It
is like brothers. What's that?
Both brothers threw touchdowns.
They did. They did that last week too.
Oh, they did. Oh, so does he let his little brother get in the game? Like, what's happening?
No, I mean it's been 60 to nothing. It hasn't even been close. So he's the true backup.
True backup.
Yeah. So like he gets in and they do look good. I will say they look good. It's a weird one though, and this is like their schedule coming up too, which is like we've talked about another handful of teams that you're going to have a stretch of like 3 games that are going to determine your season. Like, are you going to make the playoff?
And it's right now.
And now that like that is the gauge of like, hey, how do we make the playoff? Theirs is coming up. So we're going to find out who Indiana is.
To your point, Dane, next on the list, home against Illinois.
Yep.
At Iowa, which can be, get a little prickly up there.
It's always tough.
And then they got to go out to Eugene. Mm-hmm. Those are their next 3 opponents. Yep. So we'll find out what they're really made of in the coming weeks. That's for sure. Man, this score last night, fellas, I didn't see this until just now. New Mexico goes into UCLA and beats them 35 to 10. I mean, Nico Iamaleava, like this is what you signed up for, but 35 to 10 in New Mexico, that's tough, man. That is tough right there. So
not good for Coach Foster because you run the risk of, hey, like I need this quarterback. You make this risky, just NIL, nasty, business move, and you get them, and then you're losing in New Mexico State.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal for sure. Some games we saw today that are done. Oregon takes care of Northwestern 34-14. Wisconsin goes down to Tuscaloosa. Look, they went in there as a banged-up football team without their starting quarterback. They lose 38-14, and then Michigan handles Central Michigan by a final score of 63-3. Outside of that, fellas, the Big Ten schedule is just kind of the rest of the day. I mean, Villanova will take on Penn State here at the bottom of the hour. USC takes on Purdue on the road. Rutgers will welcome in Norfolk State at 3:30, and then the end of the 3:30 schedule will be Youngstown State going up to East Lansing. 7 o'clock, obviously, OU and OSU. Western Michigan goes into Champaign to take on Brett Bielema in Illinois, and then you've got Massachusetts and Iowa, and then Minnesota and Cal. I do want to keep an eye on that Cal game because of the quarterback that we mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago, the young freshman. And so there's your Big Ten slate for this week. Hopefully Illinois can get through this thing cleanly as they should against Western Michigan, and then we'll find out a lot about both parties, Illinois and Indiana, in that matchup. Because, Dane, to your point, especially Illinois, when you look at Illinois' schedule, they don't have it's kind of similar, honestly, but they have Indiana on the 20th, and then they get Ohio State. And I think they have to have one of those if they want to get into the college football playoff. They need that type of game on their resume. So that will be a fun one for sure. I want to get to, guys, some Julian Sands sound, because he talked about where he is right now with his relationships with his wide receivers.
It's awesome because the receivers, they're all very selfless. So, they're not someone who's going to, come off yelling at you. And if you don't see them, if you miss them. So it's good. We have conversations on the sideline, hey, this is what I saw. And then they tell me what they saw, and we're able to move on and work from there, and then find a way to get them the ball the next drive.
Selfless, I think, is an important word. Great word to hear, right? Especially you guys are wide receivers. You guys want the rock, and it sounds like everybody's on the same page and knowing how this thing's going to operate.
Is this who he is? Like, is he that cool?
It seems that way.
Is he like, hey, guys, let's have a conversation. You tell me what I saw. So he was okay, and then I'll get you the ball.
We'll figure it out.
That's a nice conversation with a quarterback. Yeah. To be able to have that open door policy, right? Like, hey, I'll show you what I saw. And he has like a coolness. He has a sunshine to him, right?
I think that Texas game probably did a lot for him and his confidence, right? To have that right out of the gate with just all the pressure and the millions of people watching and who you're going up against and who the other quarterback was, and not just Arch, but the defense in Texas as a brand. Like, I think if you check that box as a young guy, and now it's just kind of like, okay, I know what this is about, and we can continue to grow. But to your point, Devere, he definitely seems like an even keel type of guy. Like he won't get flustered by much.
I haven't seen him celebrate yet. Like a
business.
True, and I like that. I mean, don't get me, I like it. I'm not asking for that from him. I'm not asking for the flair, but I am being serious, and he goes about his business the right way, and I do like that from him as a young player right now.
Here he is talking about his ball placement right now and what he's seeing on film.
I feel like that was kind of always one of my strengths growing up and playing, but it's also timing with the receivers, so getting on the same page with them. And I think Coach Hart and Coach Fest do a great job of making sure that us quarterbacks and receivers are on the same page.
Dane, I think one thing that Will did a good job of was being pretty clean. Like, he was very efficient last year, and you look out of the gate right now, and it's only a couple laps out of the track. I get that, but this is Julian Sand right now racking up a 79% completion percentage, right? And one of those games was a real test against Texas. Now, that game plan probably was a little conservative, just game one and all of that, but that's what I'm seeing to my amateur eye, is that the ball's coming out quick. He looks like he knows exactly where he wants to go when he gets the rock from his center.
Yeah, it feels like that has been preached and has become...
There's just screaming coming through the door, and I can hear in studio because Georgia Tech just walked it off against Clemson. I don't know how long that field goal was.
55 yards.
Final score, that one, 24-21. Clemson falls to 1-2. So sorry, Dane, but that just big upset just happened down there. Yep, nasty work.
Yeah,
that's tough for Dabo and the gang. And Dabo was a head coach that came out on record and said he thinks they can go 16-0. Go ahead.
Okay. But so back to Julian, what I think, like, it's good to see, one, how this has been, it's looked like a carryover from what we saw at the quarterback position. Not even looking at like the players, but like the position had handled itself that way. Put in X quarterback, had been take care of the ball, play clean. And that's what you want to see. And I also think something that we saw last year was he got better during the year. Like, I was more impressed later in the season, especially with him throwing the ball. So if what we're seeing now is a carryover, that's a really good sign for a young guy, because I would totally expect him to progress. I mean, I've been very impressed with him, and I think he'll be a problem for a few years now.
Yeah, I think Day, people talk wide receiver and what you're saying is it goes all the way back to Justin Fields, maybe even Joe Burrow, right? Like that time frame of what he's doing with quarterbacks, you got to just admit that he's stabilizing the position.
Well, yeah, it's not like it has always been, and really it's like a trait of college football it had been, so maybe it's a bigger picture thing, but like you mold the team around this guy, this talent. Maybe we're seeing it a little bit at Michigan, but like you're molding around this, but it hasn't been that. It's different. It's like now we have, this is our system. Mm-hmm. This is how we play.
This is the kind of guy.
This is the kind of guy we need. I mean, you have the luxury of doing that when you have a staff that has been consistent.
It's good stuff.
Stability.
It's good stuff. Just a few hours away from kickoff, fellas. As always, appreciate you. Devere Posey, Dane Sanzenbacher, TLC. Great job on the board. We're going to hand this thing over to my main man, Anthony Rothman, Dave Biddle, and Tim May. This has been the KeyBank Fan Pregame Show right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Riverside Bank of Dublin Game Day Traffic Center.
Things are moving along nicely. Light to moderate volumes on 315 north and southbound heading toward campus. On the side streets, it's a little bit busier. Lane Avenue is getting crowded around 315 and between Olentangy River Road and High Street. Olentangy River Road is a little bit stop and go from Lane to Kinnear. Ackerman Road is busy from Kenny to 315. And don't forget, on campus, Woody Hayes Drive is closed between Tuttle Park and Cannon Drive on game days. With game day traffic, I'm Kate Burdett on The Fan.
For